What's poppin'? Another
Yo,
episode of Save the Date. What's going on, y'all? I'm one of your hosts, Heath.
what's good, everybody? It's Jamie. Oh,
Now you know. I thought you were gonna start rapping. Start laying it down sooner in it.
nah,
The sooner intro,
not
guys. What's
every
going
week.
on? Welcome to another episode. And today we're talking about ease. And it wouldn't be ease. It really wouldn't be ease without just, a little mad lion. What?
Listen, man, what is that? Early 90s?
That's early 90s.
Brother,
Yeah. You gotta take it easy. Like
yeah.
Mad Lion said. Gotta
I
take it
mean,
easy.
hearing that on the radio, going to a party,
When I
a
was
house, or hearing it at a
you
house
were like
party,
12,
oh my
13?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about
Too
it.
many suckers and not enough
Not
time
enough time.
to bump them off with one clip for me niner.
Yeah, yeah. We could keep the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, my
Not
bad.
trying to get banned.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys gonna do something with
Man,
nines? Yeah, I got
okay.
9. How about 9 months? 9
How
months
about
of
that? Of being shadow
clips.
banned?
Guys,
Yeah, talking about taking it easy.
talking about taking it easy, guys. And what we're talking about specifically is the fact that many of us delve into and resonate with chemistry. That click, that je ne sais quoi that you get with somebody or someone has where you feel, you know what? This is my person.
Mhm.
This is the person I need to be with. This is the connection that means everything to me. Some of us, it may take 5 minutes, 5 days, but it happens in a relatively short span of time. You vibe, you connect, and you grow. On the flip side, which is what we're going to focus on today after we talk a little bit more about these clips we have to show you, is marriage or relationships as calling, where there is conflict, there is disconnect, and it doesn't feel like you're on a speedboat in Miami. You feel like you're trudging through the streets in New York through a snowstorm with the 30-degree weather, trying to get from your block to the bodega and back
Mhm.
safely.
With some beef and broccolis on it, don't even
Yeah,
really hold the
yeah,
ground right.
exactly. Yeah, the Timberlands are like, hey man, I'm only good for style. I ain't good for hold.
I'm waiting to exhale on these turns out here. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Them beef and broccolis ain't cutting it in that 30-degree, 12-inch snow. So why are we talking about this? Because so much of the current conversation around relationships, not dating, relationships, centers around chemistry versus compatibility. And people are often puzzled why people they have a great chemical high or connection with sometimes over the long haul don't seem to yield a strong compatibility factor. And some of us, because we're looking for that chemistry high, when we do find a strong compatibility factor, we dismiss it.
Mhm.
And Jay and I are going to have some personal stories to talk about, some tears, so many tears, like your man Pox said. I wish I had that queued up.
Mhm.
Lord, I've been
Yeah.
so many years
Just so
and
many
so
tears.
shed so many tears. Bring this back, this mic here. Let's go to our first clip, which is just about connection. I'm gonna share it screen. Let's get into this. Finding true love, the connection.
I swear, when you meet the right person, man, that connection be immediate. You understand? Like, it don't take long at all. Like, we be like, hold on, like, she get my jokes. Like, she understand my sarcasm. Like, she witty as hell like me. Like, her principles are in alignment with mine. We having conversations about life, and her input is really got me intrigued. You know what I mean? Like, she dressed like me. She fly. She got a nice whip. She getting money like me. She ambitious. And wait a minute, like right there, bro, like you be ready to, yeah, nah, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. Like, I don't care what I got to move out the way. I don't care what's going on. That's over with. I'm on her. Like that, that's how the connection be, bro. Like, it don't take us years to figure it out. You understand? Like, we know right out the gate. It's just a matter of moving stuff around to make room for that woman.
Oof. Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something right now.
Bars on bars.
Moving stuff out
Out the way.
room
Yeah.
to make room for that woman. Yeah, moving stuff out the way to make
Yeah.
room for that woman.
I told you about my story with that.
Guys, here's the thing. There's so much truth to what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
So much deep, resonant truth. But I also know you can come to that feeling through a different path. It may not be the instantaneous path. It may be the labor path. And the labor path is, we met each other, really didn't like each other. Then we started dating, we were arguing, we were building, but there was something that just kept us there. And we started just growing and learning about each other and failing and learning about each other. She ready to hit the door. I'm ready to hit the door. And then after a year, fill in the blank, it all started to click and we started to now maximize our returns on our investment together and started to have these experiences or have these sentiments about each other where it's like, nah, no matter what I do, I'm going to make room for this person. But it doesn't start instantaneously. And this is what we got to talk about. So let's take his point of view first. I have personally been with a person who brought that out of me, that instantaneous connection, who made me want to move things for them,
Mhm.
who made me want to change everything for them. And it was like immediate. It was like energy I had never felt before, where, oh my gosh, what's going on? I just want to be around and connect with this person all the time. And the person felt it too, but the person also chose to walk away from me. I was 25 years old. I had met her in Harlem at a event for this gentleman who was running for city council in Harlem. And the first night we're at it like a little fundraiser kind of chill thing. We meet, we just like connect. And it's amazing. Then I reach out to her, we start talking. I'm really trying to go hard. I invited to my homeboy show, my homeboy Almighty Act One show, and they performed. This is like 2005. This is like right after Hurricane Katrina happens. You all go to like this venue downtown. They perform. Great venue. My boys kick it. My boy Vintage was there, RIP. And afterwards, like I try to do the slick move. Well, not during the show, I try to do the slick move of moving the hand around. She was just like, when she took that hand off, I was like, I wonder what's going on. Meanwhile, we go out talking to my boy about Katrina. We decided to go back. I was like, can we give this woman a ride home? I take her back to the Bronx. I get out the car, my boy's waiting in the car, and I'm just like, I'm all in. I tell her right there, I'm all in. Like, what do you need? I'm ready to do it all for you. Like, how can I make this work? So what happens is, and what people don't know, obviously, because you're hearing this for the first time, is she's older than me. So at the time I'm 25, she's like maybe 30, 31. She's like, nah, I don't think so. I got somebody I'm dealing with. And I was like, nah, like, what are you talking about? Like, I know he ain't on you the way I'm on you. I know he's not. I know he's just probably just like a situationship. That's fine. It is what it is. I'm trying to build. What's good? Nah, what does that mean? When you 35, I'll be 41. When you 45, I'll be 51. I ain't trying to build like that. Peace. And deaded it right there. And can I tell you, I was crushed because I was telling her straight to her face, I had never had an instantaneous connection like this. Now, I done built with someone, I done fell in love, but I've never felt this kind of vibe with someone that was so smooth, silky smooth, to the point where I felt like we were on our wavelength, that we got each other without having to communicate with each other verbally. And after she did it, I had to move on. And we were able to piece it up later after I got my long-term relationship. She reached out to me and we were able to talk about the scenario. And it actually ended up being a very humbling and just connected conversation to have with someone who saw later on that, and you were serious. I can see now that how serious you were and what could have been. But I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. Say la vie. Carry on, soldier. Keep marching on. And it's funny because in the write up to me, she was like, you were right. Age ain't nothing but a number. Because I literally put that corny ass Aaliyah line.
Getting down ain't nothing but a thing.
Give them my love I have for you. It'll never change. And I literally said that. I was like, age ain't nothing but a number. When she tried to do like the 5-year, 6-year gap, I'm like, that don't mean shit. But it did at the time to her.
That
And look,
gap means something.
huh?
That gap definitely means something.
Yeah, I mean, you know what
Like
it is?
mid 20s to early 30s,
Yes.
it's like you looking at life a little differently.
And I got that, right? I
Yeah.
got that now that I'm in my mid-40s. I look back like, I can see why. That doesn't mean I wasn't ready to deliver on what I was going to deliver on. Or I
Right.
wasn't being intentional or truthful, because I was. And she definitely saw that later on when she wrote to me. But at the time now, you're looking at a 25-year-old guy. Why is he going so hard in the paint? What does he have or offering? I wasn't working at Goldman Sachs. I wasn't doing management consulting. I was not one of these tech bros or finance bros at the time. It's 2005. Tech bros weren't really around. They were starting to emerge with Facebook. But she really, I get why she said no.
Because you were 25.
Yeah.
Imagine all of the experience she had with dudes her that age at that age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She probably thought, most 25-year-olds are not trying to really settle down. Women in early 30s are starting to, think about settling down and family and all of that. So she probably thought, come on, son, you're 25. I can't really take you. And I'm saying it like that because it happened to me too. Like I had the same kind of age gap with somebody when I was early 20s or like around mid-20s. She was early 30s, and I could tell she didn't really take me seriously because of my age.
Even though, were you serious though? Were you serious?
I mean,
Looking
we were
back.
together. That was like my first adult relationship. So
Okay,
we
I know
got
the story.
together,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
but it's like I could tell that because I told you how that ended.
Mhm.
You know, when she met someone who was older and on that already had it together, she was like, out of here, gone, peace. Nice to
Take
know
that
you.
$5,000 love seat out of here.
And I'm out of here. So yeah, I mean, I think that was what she was looking for at the time. Even though we had a real good chemistry, because I mean, listen, she was climbing the walls, like, Spider-Man.
The
She was
Spider-Man.
climbing the walls, but you know, when someone came who checked the boxes of this is what my
Stability.
next decade I'm looking at, it's like, listen, bro,
Did you say?
I love climbing the walls with you, but I'm sorry, I got to think about
This ain't the jungle
401k.
gym.
My son is going to be, you know, I got to think about my future.
That's right. She had a
You're
child.
great right now, but I got to
Yeah.
think about my future.
I got to think about my right forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm telling this story and you're telling this story because I know for me with this woman, it was instant chemistry, instant connection, wordless vibes that just took us to another level. And I was just sold. I was like, I'm not letting this go. And I also think looking back at it, the dude she was probably messing around with, who I would interpret maybe to be a situationship, because she was like, I got somebody I'm talking to. I'm like, yo, this dude don't care about you the way I do. I mean, I laid it on thick. I think it turned out to
Off
be
of one weekend interaction?
no, like a couple of weeks. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it was just, I knew.
Something you could intuitively pick up
Yeah,
on.
it was just,
Yeah.
it's like if you're walking down the street and you're like, that's gold. Oh, shit, that's a bar of gold. Yo, get out the way. You running for that bar of gold, you running for that, bag of diamonds that's on the street. You're still gonna take it home and be like, let me just make sure that someone just put it. This is like a long ass candy bar in gold wrapping. This is
Yeah.
a gold bar. Is this really diamonds or is this cubic zirconia? And when you verify what it is, you say to yourself, I'm not gonna go stupid. I'm gonna properly tend to these gems or this gold bar that I discovered. This is for me. And that's how I took that situation. And I think it was coming off the heels of a long-term relationship that hadn't worked out 2 years prior for me, and probably saw the opportunity now to seize the day, to really capture another great woman or capture an opportunity to be with another great woman. And yeah, it just didn't work out. But again, chemistry was great. I think our compatibility could have gotten there. The work was stuff to be applied, but I understood what that dude said from his perspective, just keeping on topic here. It means everything to you and you're ready to move some things around. And at my 25-year-old making 30,000 a year self was willing to start working magic. However, I was going to get it.
Let me ask you, what about the chemistry specifically to you set that vibe or define that ease, that kind of the connection was like you said, it didn't require words or any of that. Like what made it energetically so big for you, so strong?
I remember we got introduced at this little, fundraiser community event. It was actually the guy's birthday party. And we just started dancing and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I don't know. It was just something there. It was a feeling, like a knowing.
Which is so crazy because dancing is so like impersonal. Like you could dance with
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking is a little different. Like if you having conversations, that's different. But like you can dance with anybody. So it's interesting that y'all came together, or that was kind of like the springboard for this instant connection you're saying you felt.
Yeah. And then we just started talking and it was just a vibe. Like everything was just values, like you said. Everything, the alignment was just so crazy. We was just talking and getting to know each other, and it was like banter, and it wasn't crazy sexual. It wasn't even that. It was just all connective tissue being made and forged, tethered in the moment. It's like you're experiencing as it's going along. Your man Neo, once he got out the Matrix, was like, I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
His eyes roll back in his head. He's like, and then your man Morpheus was like, show me.
Show me. Right.
That's what it was like for me. It was just like a download. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is a person I gotta like. I mean, to this day, I look back at that night just standing out there in the Bronx while, we had driven her home. My man, drove home and let me get out the car and just talk to her. It was like, I mean, I was batting 1,000. I mean, I was throwing everything. They were throwing curveballs, knuckleballs,
everything, sliders,
everything. And I was like,
cut.
It was like, yeah, we need to get this man drafted.
Wow.
But to his point about connection, it didn't work. The person said no.
Because maybe it wasn't, well, I can't say that.
Well, no, but I think this is important because our counterpoint now, let's go to the counterpoint to this video, is that the chemistry is limited. As addictive and as high as it is, and
Mhm.
as inviting and welcoming as it is, it does not necessarily translate to compatibility or the long-term work that compatibility requires. And that long-term work often doesn't guarantee, but high probability yields stable relationship, stable finances, goals met, healthy children, and more benefits. That's really what the compatibility does. The chemistry is the spark,
And the
but
compatibility requires time.
it
There
does.
is no
No.
instantaneous compatibility like
No.
that. Yeah.
The
One of the things that he
Yeah.
talked about, she dresses like me, she's getting money like
Yeah.
me. Like all of those points of connectivity are important, but I think what you're talking about and what he's saying is that over the long haul, the instantaneous thing, you're going to need something to undergird that. Like that's going to have to be built on something more than just, like you're saying, this spark, this initial, the butterflies that don't necessarily have to be a sign from God.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because a lot of times we'll do that, right? Like we'll romanticize the feelings, the chemistry that we feel, our hormones are raging, and I'm not necessarily in a sexual way, but all of the emotional boosts that we get from, these hormones swelling and ebbing and flowing, like we think this must be my person. And long term is not built on that. That's not a strong foundation because when those feelings subside, and they will, when, those waves ebb, and they will, yeah, you're gonna be looking for like what's keeping me here.
Yeah.
And I think, we clearly see that a lot of people end up in that place.
Yeah. And also, I think we end up in that place. I'm going to add to that with negative sentiment. Oh, that's the person who got away. I wonder what it really could have been. And it's like, dude, all it was good chemistry. You went to
Yeah.
that restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
had great food,
Mm-hmm.
you ate
Had
and
great
you left, right? Are
conversation.
you still
Yep.
talking about like, oh, it was the restaurant that changed? You got a new restaurant? You raved about 5 years later. That doesn't mean you don't remember that first restaurant you went to, but there were equal highs, equal satiation points met at other restaurants. And
Yeah.
I think we overemphasize chemistry as the defining element. It's like, what could have really happened if she would have said yes that night in the Bronx? Oh, my whole life would have been.
We would have had our world romance would have started right then and there.
Yeah. We'd be raising 18 children,
And
the
it's like,
Dukars and all that other nonsense, being a compound. And
like, no, that's not how it works all
maybe
the time.
if y'all would have worked at it, because someone was going to eventually realize someone needs to bring some more money in here, which would have been me. Someone needs to get a career, which would have been me. I'm talking about the young guy in the relationship there. Yo, wait a minute, I'm getting closer to having children. Well, I still just want to hold off because, I'm going to get to, hey, this is what happens when you marry someone 6 years older.
Right. Yeah. And
I'm
you
ready to
weren't
go
thinking
now.
about that. You were just thinking about the chemistry and how things felt.
Yeah. I want my eggs cracked now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so the other piece I want to say about compatibility that we really need to consider is the fact that there is an alternative way of getting to compatibility. There's a non-chemistry path, and it's the intentional path. It's the spiritual path. It's the path of who aligns best with my values, who
Path of
aligns
agreement.
best
Mm-hmm.
with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, that path is hazardous. We made the joke earlier of walking in your beef and broccoli Timberlands, 12-inch snow, and 30-degree weather. And them boots is like, hey, these boots weren't meant for walking.
Right.
And that's not what they will do.
These 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, exactly.
Cutting your face.
Because you're going to find out very quickly that when you align sometimes with value or you start with the compatibility piece, man.
Yeah. It's almost like
work,
stretching an arrow and pointing it in a direction and just watching it go on that trajectory.
The work is crazy. You've been through it. I've been through it. We got friends who've been through it. Arguing, the conflict resolution skills, the therapy, the patience, the self-analysis, the self-examination, the self-loathing, the self-love.
The vulnerability, the going past what you would normally just talk about and going deep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Being on their schedule and time, not your schedule and time.
Exposing some wounds. Some traumas have to be unearthed.
Causing wounds.
Yeah.
Rectifying issues. Realizing you cause wounds and you need to be a part of the healing
process. Absolutely. Yep.
Getting wounds and then dealing with someone who doesn't want to be part of the healing process, but you're still with them. But in this one piece, they're refusing to move forward.
Yeah. Hazardous.
The inequities. The inequalities.
Yeah, the imbalance. The emotional labor. The next bullet, the next 10 bullets, whatever y'all want to list. Because I know people are thinking of them.
Yeah,
man,
because trial
like you
by
said,
fire.
it takes work.
And
Yeah.
you were like, yo, I was with this other person and had amazing chemistry.
So it felt so easy.
Yeah. This is why we called it Take It Easy, because it felt so easy. It was just like Tarzan swinging from
Mm.
vine to vine. None of those vines ripped.
None
None
of
of
them.
those, all those vines were tethered to a tree that
Yeah,
was, strong, deeply rooted. None of those trees were, rubber trees.
he got to bang on his chest and yell out loud. Didn't fall once.
Yeah. Always on a strong stick. It was
Yeah.
strong branch. Mhm.
Crazy.
It never failed. And then you get with this one person is like that video game Pitfall. You got on a vine, you let go, and it was an alligator like, right
Waiting for
in
you.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Right in here.
Yep. Come have a seat.
Have mercy. All right, well, when I swallow you whole, I want you.
The mercy killing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
got
That's
your
the mercy
mercy.
you
All
gonna
right.
get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my digestive tract.
Come
I'm gonna
on.
find plenty of mercy in that.
Mercy, mercy me. Come on, Marvin Gaye. Get in his belly.
Your man Fat Bastard said, get in my belly.
Yeah.
Literally, you holding on like, all right, this one vine's gonna go right over, and the alligator's like, I got the last 9 people just like that. Yo, this is like
Yep.
the best restaurant I've been for. Now, the chemistry of this
Man,
restaurant.
right. Self-service. Buffet.
My compliments to the chef. Yeah, that's what it's like
The ease,
to go from
son.
Tarzan, the
That
E,
ease.
to Pitfall.
I feel like we need to park the car for a second
Really
to
park
talk
it.
about ease. It reminds me of situation before I got married. I had met somebody who, bro, when I tell you it felt so easy, it felt like talking, not want to say talking to myself, like she was another me, but I'm super mild mannered. She was very mild mannered. I won't say I'm soft spoken, but it's like, I don't feel the need to yell. She was the same way. So that was really where things started. And then the things that we talked about, there was all of these points of commonality from childhood, things that we have been through with our parents. But it all started because of the ease of the conversation. We felt more comfortable to talk. We were able to share more. Now it eventually went to us getting intimate, but the intimacy was never like needed to affirm what was there. And, it kind of happened where this was happening simultaneously with me meeting my then wife or ex-wife. And it was like, I really had to make a choice, bro. And you knew about the situation, people who I was close to at the time. That was a real choice to make, a real consideration to be like, I had to dream about my ex-wife and I was like, okay, this is where God wants my life to go. But Jamie is thinking this. This is what I see for myself because of the ease. And I was like, all of the relationships that I've been in prior were pulling on. It was just like a level of annoyance and bewilderment and lethargy that I felt from those how you almost kind of hear marriage is hard work. But people don't really tell you how hard work can grow you and mature you. You just feel the pangs of the hard work and it feels like this is not something I want to be in. So, I had the flip of that where everything I was feeling about the ease of that situation was everything I wanted to be in. And I almost chose that. My life could have been very different if I would have chosen that. It might have been happier, quote
Yes.
unquote. I might have had experience, less negative situations, less difficulties,
Negative sentiment.
things that I might have gone through. But that marriage to me is essential, quintessential to my calling on this earth and always will be. So I'm glad I chose the path that I did. I mean, I wish I had stayed on it, but I'm glad I chose the path that I did at the time. And I didn't just go with what felt easy.
That's hard.
Oh yeah. Cause like I said, you feel, you can almost see into the future how it'll be so easy for us to I'm proactively thinking about planning things because of how easy things feel. So because they feel so easy, I'm more inclined to want to do more with this person. So you're already thinking about, listen, man, when you arguing with somebody on the regular, you're not thinking about planning trips. You don't want to be around them.
Yeah. Well, we still
When
got a
you
plan to go to Florence, Italy.
Yeah,
You mean
and you're
Florence
gonna
from
be
the
over there
Jeffersons?
with a headache. Like I could have ate this crepe at home, this cannoli at the crib.
Yeah,
Could have went down
exactly.
to the bodega and got this.
Yeah. I could have
But
gotten
when you're
this
going
sea
through
bass.
something when you in strife with somebody like that, or it feels that way, you're not thinking about planning family and spending time with them. You're just not. So that's not what I was thinking when the relationship started calling on, presenting difficulties and strain in my life. But with the person that I had that ease with, I can honestly say that was one person that proactively I thought about a future with, just because of how easy it felt.
And you're surfacing a very astute point, which is calling. This is a very difficult conversation to have with people who may not have their own spiritual legs, sea legs under, sea legs.
Mhm.
They may look at what we're saying as outlandish and insane, but calling, when we talk about it as an artist, performer, musician, even people in finance, people who manage businesses, they'll talk about calling. And they occupy a myriad of spaces and places on the spiritual spectrum, from atheist to devout Muslim, Christian, Jainist, Buddhist, etc. But they all understand calling and what you feel called to do. But when you apply it to love and you think about the difficulties of following your calling, even as an artist, for example, someone who's painting, the late nights, the painting, the ignored phone calls, the individuals who think your work are crap, people who leave you broken, despondent, you feeling broken, despondent, yet you know this is a calling you're never going to give up on, being a painter. You may switch jobs, but you'll never give up painting because it's your calling. And to talk about our relationship with another individual that way, our marriage, for example, is very hard because we have become accustomed now to giving up on our marriages. You can give up on a person easy because you can say, you're not my mission. You're not my end all be all because you're not my calling. But there are some people who enter into marriages, even if they have other callings like singing or acting, etc., who recognize that person as part of their calling. And with it, just like with your professional calling, comes being despondent, lonely, confused, flummoxed, angry, lost. Yet if it's your calling, just like with the painter, I switched jobs, temp agency again, back at it, sold a couple paintings, spent the money because I'm bad at managing money, but I'm back at it again, still painting, back in the temp agency routine. Same thing. Yeah,
Can't
we did
roll off the
well.
calling.
We went 2 months doing well. Now we're back in it again. Or we're doing well on these other 2 or 3 indicators, but these other 6, we're still failing. Back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, but they're not rolling off the calling.
But they're not rolling off the calling. And it's difficult to talk about rolling off the calling with marriage. People harm us, people hurt us, people betray us, they lie to us, they tell truths, half truths, and lies all in the same sentence. And here's the kicker: some of it, a good portion of it, is done unconsciously. The automatic systems that were constructed way before they met you are oiled and in operation even while they're with you.
Mhm.
So whatever's there, they need to tell you goes through that system because that's the infrastructure that's built there. And it's going to take time to dismantle and raise that edifice to the ground and build something more noble and sustainable for your relationship. The question is, will you be around to be a part of that process? Because you recognize that person or that marriage, that relationship as part of your calling. It's very difficult to stick to a commitment when that same commitment you're sticking to is sticking it to you, when it's draining you. And we've seen countless examples of otherworldly sacrifice people have made for their children, some for their parents, children of parents, and even some of the marriages that we've seen. But to reach that level of compatibility takes extreme heavy lifting around emotional labor and work. And it will not start off with the magical, magnificent, stupendous, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious chemistry click.
Or it may, but it won't stay there.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that is some of these places, they'll start off with an interest,
Right.
right? Oh,
Mhm.
yo, you seem super cool. Oh, let's get to know each other. And it's going well, like it's neutral. It ain't necessarily chemistry in the way I described it with my relationship or yours. The ease isn't, you don't feel the ease. Like I said, it was palpable when I met this woman, palpable with the person you were with. I could feel it in the air.
Like Phil Collins.
Yeah. Cue in the drum break and the Miami Vice riding in the car, Tubbs and Crockett scene.
I was thinking about the Mike Tyson and the Hangover.
Yeah, that too. It was like, this is my favorite part. Yeah, my favorite part too, Mike.
Yeah.
Because you could feel it in the air.
Yeah. It's palpable, like you said.
But with the other person, what's there is interest. You seem interested. Nice body, nice smile, cute. Yo, for some reason, I just want to give this person a shot. And that shot goes well. And then, a couple of weeks, then y'all arguing. Some of the Christians, y'all arguing about scripture. You're arguing about the pastor. You're arguing about. Then you're making up heavy. You're making up hard. Saying this is my person, and you praying, and God's like, all right, this is where you're supposed to be planted. When He planted trees, bear fruit. Then you go in there and get the engagement ring. You go in there and get the wedding dress. You start getting that premarital counseling. And people are telling you, are you sure? You sure? Because, man, sometimes you don't really seem happy. When you was with so-and-so, you was, whew, it just seemed like it was easy.
You were glowing.
And I'm not saying I don't like this person. I'm not saying this person is bad for you. I'm just saying compared to
what we saw in the other situation, this looks a little wonky.
Just don't, The other relationship was like a strong pedestal, 3 legs standing strong. This one got a couple pieces shaved off from the third leg, and it's wobbly. I mean, you could sit on it, but
Yeah.
you
Like
were
you at
just
the
on a strong
restaurant
chair.
and the table keep wobbling.
Yeah.
Can you stabilize the table, please?
Yes.
That's how the relationship feels.
And then
Do
you
we
come
have
in
anything
there and
that can
do what they do.
stabilize this?
Yeah. Then you come in there and do what they do in the restaurants when the table's not working on the pedestal. They put a little piece of paper.
Mm.
Oh, you can put that in
Mm-hmm.
jury rig, right? Let me just rig this
Yep.
up real quick.
Yep. Because it's not the
And people
real
are like, why are you doing
foundation.
that when you could just see that perfectly fine, fully strong pedestal right there? Or that table in your example over there. Well, then I gotta get up and everyone's gotta help me move the table. And you know what, man? I'll just sit here because we getting ready to food. We just ordered and the food's about to come out. He said he turned the appetizers around. I'm a rock out here. You sure? Positive. Yo, my man, just change out the. No, I said I'm chilling. You go in here and do that. I do.
And as you like to say, sacrifice your foot for the kill shot. And now
And then
you
you,
in it now.
yeah, and
Now
then you
you're
want
in
to
it.
come back a year, 2 years later. I don't. Too bad you do.
Yeah, it's too late. Well, it's not too late, but you're already
Yeah,
in it.
but for those who are
Trying to
in the
see it.
calling and you starting
Yeah.
to realize now we need therapy. I never needed therapy with someone, so we was gonna go on a war tour, Muhammad man, going each other's place with the mic in the hand. London, Brisbane, Tokyo.
Tokyo.
I can't even go down the block.
I don't want to go down the block with this person. I barely want to share space with them. But
A
son,
war
it can
tour.
get there. I gotta
Shit.
be on the tour bus with them for the next
Yeah,
month, 2 months.
I don't even want to go to the bathroom and come out and see you, as you just said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is very real to us because we've been through it.
Yeah.
And that video that we showed you, he's right about that ease of connection. Those exist. I'm just saying, I don't know if the person you end up with is going to have that amazing chemistry click. I've heard so many people tell me so many crazy, amazing chemistry click stories like, yo, we met, we hooked up, the sex was amazing, this, that, and the third. We spent the whirlwind time together and whirlwind romance and blah, 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 blah. And then, yo, so-and-so moved over here and we were talking, and then it fizzled out.
I mean, think about the clip that's going viral of who's homegirl from Insecure.
Issa Rae. She said,
Issa
yeah.
Rae, the Achilles dick thing, like you can't marry the best D of your life.
Yeah, she said
The
that.
chemistry click might be high and you're able to, achieve these different types of orgasms and all of that, but that's not going to sustain you when you lose your job. It's not going to sustain you when a parent gets sick and you need someone to go to the hospital with, or take your parent to the hospital. It's not going to sustain you. So yeah, those, well, like we talked about earlier, those chemistry clicks, they're big, but
yeah, I'm just saying the interest clicks or the, oh, you cool click or like, yeah, they grew on me click. Those most likely, high probability, not a guarantee, will most likely lead to your compatibility, which leads to other issues because there will be issues and it's your responsibility to be an active participant to address them.
like that's a great.
Yeah, it is. And on that note.
Yeah. That ease.
Too many relationships and not enough time to lift them up in prayer.
Yeah, at ease.
Each and every day. Guys, it's been another episode of Save the Date. I'm one of your hosts, Heath.
I'm Jamie, y'all.
Till next time.
Take
Peace.
care.